back. Second stream of the day. Sorry that, a bit late, but the thing is I had to cook myself some dinner, and then I had a yoga date, long distance yoga date with my girlfriend. So it all took that little bit longer. Um, but yeah, we're back ready for a second stream. And one recommendation I would do, sometimes it's tricky because when you live in long distance relationship, you have different schedules, but don't ever do yoga after you just had a massive dinner, because I ate way too much pasta, and then I did yoga with my girlfriend, and I about to explode really. Okay. Again, starting off, we have our fundraiser. We are doing our Boycott Qatar 2022 stream series, where I try to stream whenever there's a when there's a World Cup match going on live, which is currently happening. And we are also the reason I'm obviously boycotting and I'm not watching the tournament. If you want to do whatever you want, but I am doing it because I want to, kind of make my stand against the migrant worker rights situation going on in Qatar. The slave-like conditions that people have to work in and died under, so which is why raising money for the migrants' rights. The org organizations, NGO, trying to fight and step in for migrant worker rights, so that situations as in Qatar can be resolved with the workers not receiving their wages in time, and also can hopefully not happen once more. So we already did a donation at the beginning of today's stream day. We always do it at the beginning of the stream day and at the end of the stream day. We're going to have another donation today. Now, I have not been able, I wanted to progress to the cup final, but didn't have the time. Was just 1.5 hours, because obviously we had the other game go all the way to penalties. We have had the news that Jack Berry has picked up an injury, and the thing is, his contract is until the end of May. With the opportunity to terminate the loan, since he's not going to play another game for us, I think this is the moment where we're going to say goodbye to Jack Berry, because obviously we'd rather not pay the €9 per week for the next 4 weeks if we don't have to. I know it sounds minimalistic and unnecessary, but small club, any little bit matters. So I think this is where we're going to be saying goodbye to Jack Berry, thanking him for a good long season with us. He has performed worse than we were hoping, but better than we feared, I guess. Average rating 6.89, 3 goals, 7 assists. It's pretty average season for winger. We've been struggling a bit with finding the right tactic and approach, so it's kind of fair enough. But the thing is, he wouldn't stick around anyways. He's a championship standard player, so division above us. So it's fair enough why he wouldn't want to stick around. And also for Cliftonville, his parent club, they feel he should be tested in a different environment. He's got another year left on his contract. So I think this is just a moment where we're going to say goodbye to Jack Berry. Let's see, does he like me? It's very close. So I will put him on a shortlist in case we want to get him back here or at another club at any stage. But for now, we will terminate the loan. Goodbye, Jack. Thank you very much for your services. And I hope you find more luck and more success elsewhere, because you should be too good for this level, but you haven't really performed to that standard. Maybe that will work out better somewhere else. And yeah, 4-0 victory, of course, against the Mavadi. What a performance. Sadly, it wasn't enough, as Armour also won, so we were unable to clinch that promotion playoff spot. We missed out on it by 1 goal, literally. Like if Armour hadn't had scored in that match and would have stayed on 47 points, then that would have been enough. Or if we had scored against Tubbermore in the beginning of the championship group in those last few minutes and gotten that one as well, it would have been enough. There's lots of points where you can look for that 1 goal, which would have been enough, but it wasn't to be for us. Overall, it's been a fantastic end of season run-in, because except for the 1 draw against Tubbermore, we won all the 4 games in the championship group. And also, it was really nice that we had something competitively to play for all the way until the end, because we have that cup final coming up. So, like the motivation and the belief of the players and the competitiveness was there all the way, and I feel like that's very good, because the players were coming into high spirits and fully match sharp into that cup final. So I think overall that was very good for us, whereas our opponent, who just about missed out on the top half, Ballymacash, for the cup final, will have had nothing really to play for. They have basically had that 7th place in the bag. Let's actually see how they did in those fixtures. They fared pretty well. They lost their first against Knock Breda, then 2 draws and 2 wins, about as well as you'd expect them to. Yeah, that's that. And yeah, we will, I think, jump into the press conference here against after the match against Limavady. Big match. Let's see what the boys have to say. Ben McKenna for the Limavady Football Free Press. Good result for you out there against the side who were very vocal in your admiration before the match. I don't think your comments might have impacted the results today. I don't know about that. They are still a good side, and I hope that they don't get to disheartened after that. Good result for your side out there. How surprising was it for you, given your pre-match opinions of Andrew Law and his team? I'm very pleased with the results. You must be delighted with such an emphatic win. Yeah, can you ask for something else? It was an exceptional performance. Tom Hegan has looked unbeatable between the sticks in recent games. What do you think of his current streak? It's true, he's been on a very good run of form, hasn't he? I hadn't really noticed, but thank you for pointing that out, Neil. Tom makes goalkeeping look a doddle when it is anything but. We were all surprised to see William Worry pop up with a goal, as you must have been. So yeah, surprised he popped up in the pitch, much less scoring a goal. We'll have a bit of laugh about it because he doesn't have the best record in front of goal. Seriously though, well done to him. He deserved it. What a sending off from football this is. Are you pleased with the way Christopher Watts played? I have to be pleased after that. He had a good game. You've delivered with some great results lately with your distinctive brand of football, leading some pundits to herald the rise of Belgo ball. Is playing this way important to you? Not really. Always admired this kind of football. The manager's job is to get the results, and I set the team up to help that happen. There's not much else to it. How important do you think it is that Newforge Lane has become such a fortress of late? It's vital to have a good home ground, isn't it? Few could have predicted just how impressive Johnny Wilson would be in a new role. What's your view on it all? For sure, Johnny has done well in the new role. I didn't anticipate it being any different. Has the time spent on training ground by Conor Young to adopt a completely new position been worth the weeks and months of effort? I mean, he did well in those last 2 games, I believe so. As Ben McKenna, my relationship goes up. Neil Stewart hates him even more. Hassan is already back in the chat of Belgo Ball. Indeed, Belgo Ball. Chris Watts. I have to rename the stream title. Sorry, I'm gonna get distracted by that real quick. Let us update it and just call it Cup Final. All caps, of course. Update all. Okay, good. That's set up too then. A little bit of Belgo Ball. Jack Barry's loan has finished. He's back at Cliftonville. Good luck to him. Capped at under 18 level as well. Good. We have 2 players this season in our squad which were capped at under 18 level. Now we obviously have to do our best to replace him for the next match. That mantle will probably be taken on by Matthew Heron. Let's see, actually, as an attacking midfielder on the right, he's played 4 times, 1 assist. It's okay. Brad Leap would also be a very good option for that, but I feel like you should have your best players out there. And especially down the right, he hasn't performed too well, although he's been mostly coming on off the bench. But we will be having Heron out there on the wing, and we will be setting him to train as a winger for the time being as well, just so he's ready for that one match. We will be sticking out with this tactic to go up against Balamakash, because you could make an argument for either tactic, but our possession-dominating tactic I don't think would work that well against them, because from the games we had so far in the season, I had a look back on them. They would absolutely dominated the ball, so it's not necessarily like playing to their hands if we try to turn. They're better at it because they're more tuned to it. And this tactic has worked so well for us, got so many good results. It's on neutral ground the match, so I feel like we should be good with this. It must be frustrating for you that P.S.N.I have been forced to recall Jack Berry from his loan spell here due to injury. They're very disappointed when the player was injured. Disappointed to lose him. Here's a chance for us to regroup and solve another problem. It's unexpected, but I have faith in the squad. Yeah, show faith in the squad. As he has a fierce dislike for me, Neil Stewart. I don't understand. We used to be very close. I didn't go to a couple of press conferences, and then whenever I went, he started hating me. Injured Berry out of intermediate cup final. Yes. How disappointed are you that Jack Berry missed in the comms challenge intermediate cup final due to injury? But did we not just talk about it? Someone's misfortune, someone else's chance to shine. Nearly. That's got the squad planner update coming up now. That's okay. I'll take care of that. Always good to have a bit of a reset. Every once in a while. And yeah, the current squad planner is to be updated for the next season preparation for the new campaign. To keep any of the current plans, please ensure they're copied over to prevent losing any changes made. That's fine. I'll assess that. When we take over to the new season, Blue Black stock has not progressed, which is annoying. McDowell has signed a new contract with the club, which is good. I see our staff, we have 3 out of 3 coaches, and they are all contracted to including next season, except for our goalkeeping coach. Come guys. We are actually among the better in terms of coaching staff in this division, so good enough job by our director of football, I'd say. Obviously, we'd hope for better, but okay. There's lots of promotion relegations going on in the database. We start those. I'll assess those calmly in tomorrow's transfer window stream. For today, we have only gotten the eyes onto the cup final. So Reese Watson has learned to knock the ball past the opponent. B-team player on the left-hand side, that's good to see. We'll make him work on his defensive positioning for now. That's not quite good enough. It'll probably never be quite good enough, but it's a decent option to have. Okay, well, let's reassess training once the new season ticks around. Don't want to get into that too deeply. Overall character of the squad has had a positive influence on Heron. That's good. Wood has been able to take his game to a new level after being exposed to match experience at a higher standard. Would have hoped for more improvement from him, but okay. Thomas Burns has improved to the extent that he should be seen as a LUF 41 Premier Intermediate League left midfielder, and he has also in his performances come on leaps and bounds in recent weeks. Another person who's done that is, of course, Caden Wood, who's in a fantastic run of form. Delighted with 2 goals and 2 assists in the last 4. To end the season with a good note and with a win in the cup. Yes, we definitely because if we don't win this cup, it's have been a worse season than last year, and that would just be not good enough after we've strengthened so much. And also just sick of always having heartbreak with this team and show them that we're winners. We can step into next season with a bit of confidence and cup win, something in the trophy cabinet. It would be our first trophy as well as a manager, as it's only our 2nd season as a manager. Really, it's taking way too long to get through this. Which is, exemplified by the fact that how long it takes to progress through this. As we have one of the highest expected goals in Intermediate Cup with 11 in 6 matches. That's good. Spider-Man can have the record for 10 tackles, 1 per game into Intermediate Cup. Aaron Cochrane should be back from sprained ankle ligaments in 4 to 9 days. So might be able to feature on the bench for the cup final. Should William Worry retire by then? That is still not quite clear. Now, he has just scored that goal in the last league match of the season in his second competitive appearance of the season. He's still planning to retire on the 11th. I wish I could tell him, like, ask him to reconsider. From what I understand, I can only ask him to reconsider to stay on for another full season. And we have no interest in that. He's been a good servant to the club. And we don't need another season of him. As Niall Johnston of the B team coaching staff has stayed on for another season as well. Not the best news, but okay. And Cormac Ives, our goalkeeping coach, also stays on. We'll need to ask for another coaching spot. That would be good for us. I think I will do that. Who's coming through with who wins the title where and promotion and relegations going on. We sadly won't have anything to do with anything like that, but we could still win a very important cup. After we so heartbreakingly lost last year. Scout O'Hare's a new deal, okay as well. It's also okay. Again, not the best, not the worst. McCash playing 4-3-3. Let's have a quick look back against our past meetings with them. So yeah, this season they beat us twice. Both times relatively deservedly. They dominated possession in both those matches. The end of last season we beat them. They took us out of the Northern Irish Cup last year. So they have definitely gotten the better of the direct encounters with us. But the run we've come up, like the run we're on currently, team we have built, I'm confident, which is bad because obviously what that leads to is that we can only be disappointed here. The cup would be huge. And it's no gimme that we're going to get it. Kind of talking myself to a point where I expect it, but I should never. As Armour are going to face Newington, who once again are in the promotion playoff, relegation playoff from their point of view, after they beat us last year in a heartbreaking fashion. As Corin Brunt started working on a coaching course, he's improving, to be fair to him, our reserves manager. Good on him. Milner physio, 5 physiotherapy, so a new deal as well. It's very good training performances coming in here, and I think I will just go through and praise these because it's one of the last times in the season we can do it, and a little bit of morale boost won't hurt us. So the top performers, we will go through and praise them, as Jack Owens improving a lot considering he's already 23. It's nice to say. Caelan Ward might not be, but he's still training well. Bradley, yep, still working on becoming more tuned to that right midfielder spot. For now, we're not playing with that anyway, so not the biggest deal. As long as he's training well, that's what we like to see. Thomas Burns is still not yet natural as an attacking left midfielder. We'd like that to change soon. Ben Gordon is apparently growing. Okay, that's it. We won't praise everyone who's in the greens. Yes, yeah, let's go! William Warrior has confirmed that he has postponed his retirement until the 23rd of May 2024, which is wonderful because obviously we weren't relying on him to start this time out in the cup final. But let's go a quick trip down memory lane. I feel like we've talked about this to death, but 2023. Let's give me the final. Okay. Oh wait, that's not what we want. (2023). Ah, there we go. as the cup final against Limavady, which we lost 1-0. And of course, William Rory back then, our captain and starter, who just picked up a big hip injury where he needed, I think he needed an operation on it. But we left him, like pushed him through this game on injections because we thought he would be crucial for us for it. He instead performed a 6.3, got sent off in the 49th minute, and we were behind already, but he left us no chance of winning it. So he was very much the villain in that match. And maybe he can return heroic, and should we be fairly comfortable and be more than happy to substitute him onto the pitch to hopefully hold that trophy aloft at the end of it all. Just be a beautiful story to come around full circle. But difficult to plan these things. We'll see how it goes at the end of it. He's also in good form, just at the end of the season coming back to play 2 competitive matches. Even scored in one of them. As another scout remains on with us, so basically the entire staff, backroom staff, is going to remain at the club as we had it this season. So Northern Irish Cup is happening right now. It's going to be Milan against Crusaders, 2 of the few professional sides of the Premiership, as Crusaders finished 9th this season, very disappointingly. Linfield once again failed to secure the title. It's going to be Glen Torrance this season. And Coleraine upset the odds and finished in 2nd. The same professional side predicted to finish 6th, although they did finish in 2nd a couple of times already. But that is fantastic work from them. Very impressive. Let's see who will come out victorious there. Who will win the Northern Irish Cup? It is going to be Larne. So it continues to be a very disappointing season for Crusaders. We should see Larne going to Europe, even though they only finished 4th in the league. So congratulations to them. RB Leipzig have just won the Bundesliga. Bayern's dominance is ended. 2 games to spare for Bayern, at least. They are unable to catch up to RB Leipzig. Incredible stuff. Under Marco Rose, former Salzburg manager, don't you know? I mean, basically everyone who's at Leipzig is formerly at Salzburg. If you didn't know, I'm from Salzburg, which is why that was an important note to me. Okay, a review of the Northern Irish Cup doesn't really affect us too much. It's a bit too high a level for us to play a significant role in there. But wow, Bundesliga not being won by Bayern Munich. Only in Football Manager could that happen. Don't really see anyone else winning it unless Bayern Munich leave to build a Super League eventually, which I think will still happen eventually. Wait, Salzburg have not confirmed the title yet. Big shock there, yeah. Can't be happening. It's happening in Germany and Austria. If Salzburg haven't confirmed the title, like 5 match days before the end of the season, then something ridiculous has to be happening. So look, where am I? Austria. Premier Division. Okay, they have confirmed champions. Okay, all good. Everything is normal in Austria, at least. Boring. So Red Bull double, of course. Red Bull Leipzig and Red Bull Salzburg winning. Good for them. We have our eyes on another prize for now. There's another squad plan update on the 16th. I don't know why. Look at that badge, by the way. Balmacash badge with that. How do you call it in English? Well, pirate. Good crowd expected. It's gonna take place at Seaview in Belfast. We are, of course, from Belfast. I don't know, but Balmacash. Lisburn, whatever that is. And there's expected to be 3,200. How many were there last season? So not 3,200 seems a lot. 1,100 were there last season. Did Balmacash have such a big following? What's going on there? P.S.N.I hunt intermediate cup glory. Looking to record the first victory since 1987. Ballymaccash never won the trophy. We've won it, I think, 4 times in the history of the police service of Northern Ireland. As Chris Watts sits on 6 Player of the Match awards, and should he get it today, he would overthrow Jake Moore to hold the record for Player of the Match awards in a season. So we're almost on match day. I think it would be a good idea to hold a team meeting to give the players some words of encouragement ahead of the upcoming cup final. That's probably a good idea, yes, Kyle. I think we get the best reaction if we ease the pressure on the players and tell them they're not expected to win. I would love to say something else, but I'm inclined to agree with you. You should be all incredibly proud of reaching the final. Nobody expects anything of us now, and while it'd be great to win it, just make sure you do yourself justice out there. Good stuff. Everyone's content with that. The spirits remain really high in the squad. Everyone's very positive ahead of this game. Let's just hope we can beat our duck and overcome our ball. We'll be keeping Ballymaccash really. And the steward of his fest is coming up for the press conference, obviously. We will attend it. Winning the Intermediate Cup will undoubtedly be the pinnacle of P.S.N.I's campaign, definitely. Just how badly do you and your team want it? We're not satisfied with just getting to the final. Yes, we had that last season, that's what I'll say. A number of people would agree that your win over Rathcoole was the highlight of P.S.N.I's run to the final. Is that something you also believe? I always thought we could get past Rathcoole. We'd have a good chance of winning this competition, and we managed to beat them. We've had to play well at every stage, yeah, that's what I'll say. This game is one of the very biggest, and all the P.S.N.I fans are sure to be watching with high expectation. Is that making you at all anxious? The whole team is aware of what is expected of them. That has been made abundantly. There is a little tension, but I wouldn't be human if that wasn't the case. Can you reveal how you will be instructing your P.S.N.I boys to play today? As we also knocked out the team which won this trophy the most amount of times, Linfield Swift, with an incredible penalty shootout. Can you reveal how you will be instructing the P.S.N.I boys to play? The idea is to put them on the back foot from the first whistle. Will we see any changes to your fast team lineup for the big match? Well, there is one that has to happen. In Jack Barry, of course, because he's injured and has left the club. As always, we will analyze the players' fitness and their performances in training before making any decision regarding the team selection. The Intermediate Cup decider against Ballymaccash Rangers will no doubt prove a fascinating match, managerial duel between you and your opposite number. What's your relationship with Connor Crosson? What a name. Connor's one of the nice people in football. We get along. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Because he's called Connor Crosson. Listen, you Stuart likes us even less now. Why, Neil? What did we ever do to you? I don't understand. But we are contracted until the end of next season, which is most probably going to be our last season. I don't want to stick around with individual clubs for too long. If I see some reason or motivation of why we need to stay another season, then we might. As I want to have a look at the relationships. See, Neil Stewart and I are rivals. Why? You used to be such close friends. Neil, it's ridiculous. There's not even a reason for it. He just, after every time we talked, he comes out being bitchy and moany. Cochrane resumes full training. Look at his overall physical condition. He'll not be ready to play today. A rival. Did he decide to become a coach too? Where did you see that? No, he's just journalist, but you can see the relationship with everyone. You can see his job as journalist, but you can see the relationship with everyone. There's more journalists in here, like Barry Douglas we're acquaintance with. We have got one Swedish journalist, Arvid Svensson, who we're very close with from our time in Sweden. We've even got a Spanish one. I think he was in Sweden. Ralnivore that he sometimes popped up. How's your rifle? I don't know. It just hates me. It's ridiculous. Funny to you, maybe. It hurts me. I need to feel love, even if it's from non-player characters in a video game. That's oh, look at the support throughout the team. Look at that, all green. Also, all the boys before they retire. Nah, Nathan Riddle doesn't like me. Why? All the other boys before their retirement are supporting me. The only weird one to point out here is really Kai Wardlow. So I've counted him on him throughout all season. And also Cochrane. Why is Cochrane not supporting me? And Wood. I've brought these boys into the fast team that they should never have expected to. I don't get it. Well, then this really is more we should be worrying about right now. But that just shows you I need to be loved. But yeah, it's time. Let's jump into the game against Ballymacash. Oh, they finished 7th. What would they expect to finish at the start of the season? They were expect to finish 6th. We finished 3rd, but doesn't really matter now. Neutral ground, 10 days break since the last day of the season. One match to decide who wins this prestigious trophy, as we should supposedly tackle harder. Don't necessarily think so. They suggest we should start positive. That has worked out well for us previously. I think we will do that for this match too. As first set up the first team. So Tom Hegan in goal, no doubt. Elliot Wood in right back. Yeah, don't change your winning team. He's not been insanely good, but he's not shown me any given me any reasons to take him out. Lavorka and Ferguson, the centre back pairing of most of the season. Kai Wardlow down the left. Yes, of course. Yes, please. Johnny Wilson, captaining the side out there in the Mazzala role. Yes, that too, please. Let me actually put Andrew Ferguson on top of that pile. Just so in case he comes on, Wilson comes off, and Worry doesn't come on, that Andrew Ferguson is the one who lifts the trophy by the end of the day. Cornel Young will start, and he's done well in the last 2 matches, having had to come in. 1 assist as well, and very good playmaking performances in the match against Limavady, actually. Picked up a yellow card in both those games, though, so could go bad. We will start with Heron down the right, Bradley Yip backing him up, Kalen Ward, Burns, and Watts, of course, completing the front 4. And then the decision is just how do we set up the bench. So it'll be Jack Graham, our centre-back substitute. It will be Nathan Riddle, and this is a very, very dangerous choice because I'm doing it purely on sentimentality and me wanting him to be on the pitch when we lift that trophy. Same with William Worrell, although he would be on the bench because I should have Craig Bryars on the bench, but I will go with Nathan Riddle because, well, sometimes you just need to make mistakes even though you know they're going to be mistakes. Bradley Yip and Jake Moore, but then we don't have Owens on the bench. Is anyone missing out here is really important. Mitchell, Bryars, Hannah Turkington, just Owens. Could bring Owens on and Jack Moore off the bench. I think that's what we'll do. We have to got 2 capable strikers on the pitch. Heron can switch up to striker. If we really needed Bradley, Yip can play up there too, with his 2 finishing and 1 composure, of course. But yeah, no, this is going to be the team we're going to hope to take us to the Intermediate Cup glory. Tom Hegan, Wood, Lavorka, Ferguson, Wardlow, Wilson, Young, Heron, Ward, Burns, and Chris Watts. Let us save the game here. Season 2, stream 15, and the very last one as well. And let's get this trophy, boys. Come on. As we will, as announced, go with a positive mindset into this match. Everyone's very happy and content with the tactical approach now. That's good. Dressing room. We just won 4-0. So, and basically it's the same team. So I'll say if you carry your last performance in today's match, we'll win that trophy. and that motivates most of them. All the ones who aren't motivated yet will give a bit of Jesus juice. I trust you. Go out there and make a difference. And normally it says I have faith when you select them differently. Okay, here we go. This is them 4-3-3. Massey, of course, in midfield. This is a bit of a danger man for them, the region. And on a good run of form, ours is better, and our opposition has also been better in recent weeks. So we should be coming into this one as favourites, as there was a reported over 3,000 people to come in attendance. It doesn't look that full, but look at our end. It looks like a lot of our supporters came. We'll go for comprehensive highlights for this one. Slow it all a bit down. Yeah, just enjoy the occasion. Come on, boys. Don't get to play in front of that many people every day. Big match. Just play your match. And we should do well as they go for the long ball to begin with. Interesting early signs. Okay, actually, it's just 999 people in attendance. The 3,000 prediction was completely off. Or maybe I misread that, and that's actually the amount of people the stadium can hold. His first chance goes to them with Massey. And the header from the throw-in routine. It's scary. That's a good free kick opportunity for us. Young swings it in. Back stick over everyone. However, Wilson can pick this up. Toe pokes it forward. Young is on it. Shoots off the post. Didn't expect him to shoot. That was a decent effort. Oh god, Robinson has so much space there. Okay, well, he doesn't do anything with it, apparently. Ferguson clears it long. Ward can't head it down to his man. Ward takes that one down. Good stuff. Heron, Wilson. Oh, over the top to Ward. What's the three in the middle if you find him quickly? He does! Let's go, Chris Watts! Yes! Yes! I don't know, I'm doing my gymnastics more, but Chris Watts has done it once again! And all will be forgiven for that one miss against Tubblemore if he brings us home this trophy tonight. What a player he's been for us this season. Chris Watts, for the delivery by Caden Ward, who's turned into a superstar for us throughout the course of the season. And we're 1-0 up. Let's go, boys! Woo! Let's bring this one home. Exactly the kind of start we were looking for. Early lead against Ballymacash. What a name that is, by the way. Colour down the right. The Walker steps in, our Italian stallion. Ball over the top is going to go through to Tom Hagan, who's had a fantastic season since Jamie Massey left us. Obviously, it wasn't our first choice when we started the season. Our youngster has gone on to bigger and better things at Crusaders in the January transfer window. And yeah, Tom Hagan, in terms of attributes, didn't look quite as good, but he's done an amazing job stepping into the starting lineup. And Ward is in here. What? Oh, thought he was going to make it 2. Couldn't quite put the finish on top of that. But yeah, huge credit to Tom Hagan. Taking over that starting position and doing so well in there. We're going to throw in down the left, Wardlow to Young. Young turns and looks up. Back to Hagan. Walker to Ferguson, who's good on the ball. He's got a good pass on him, Andrew. Goes for the simple one for now. Young goes a bit more straightforward, but goes all the way through to their goalkeeper, Liam Neeson. Long punt. We'll have that all day long. Now backline can calmly build up. Connor Young is receiving a lot of balls, but it's doing well off, like turning up and then having a look what's about him. Burns in behind by Wardlow. First time cross. Chris Watts! Let's go! Let's go! Woo! What a ball by Tom Burns! Look at that, Kai Wardlow just from his weaker right foot over the top. And look at this beauty. It comes out straight out of the sky. And he has time to take it down. He's away from his man, but no, he's like full of confidence. Look how he does that. Perfectly weighted into the feet of Chris Watts, gets away from his defenders and stays cool as a cucumber. Let's go! Woo! 2-0. And considering we've seen how this team has performed against all the other good teams of this level in the last few weeks, It is ridiculous how we weren't able to get promoted this season. We should by far and away be the best team in this division. Hopefully we can make good on that next season. Don't expect it to be super dominant because we're not going to have the hugest of budgets, but we should be able to get out of this division next season fairly comfortably. As I open the ball back here, Ward, super calm play, and then we go for the long ball over the top. Heron, can he get in on the action? Doesn't put enough conviction behind that one. I don't know, I try to side foot that. Either dink it or smash it. And it's opportunity to them. Down the left, Massey. Good shooting opportunity. We'll go for one thing, we will slow the pace down and goalkeeper distribution. As we are in no rush anymore now. As maybe it's like a genius move to have this tactic starting positive, to be honest. You know, the idea with the tactic is never, with this tactic is never to dominate the ball too much, but as Ward swings in the corner. Still haven't won a header from that corner routine. I said I would change him ahead of the cup final, but with things as they stand now, we'll keep on trying with this one. Don't remember what I was talking about. Kind of been that important. That confidence flowing through the players. Matthew Heron looking to get in on the action. Slides in Kalen Ward. Looks across the box. What I noticed is that Kalen Ward always seems to pop up in the right half space. It's never in the left one, even though, you know, if he popped in the left one, it would be better because he's left-footed. I don't know why that is or how we could change that. Looks for the back stick. There we go. I just said it. But Andrew Ferguson scores the header. I just said that this corner routine has not yielded any results for us so far. But Andrew Ferguson shuts me right up with a goal in his last game in football. Let's go. Oh, you beauty. Don't you dare give this up, boys. This is our trophy now. You know what? I'm so confident I'll go to extended highlights. Away from comprehensive, because don't need to take forever if it's such a clear-cut affair by the looks of things. Oh, what a start. I'm not saying it's over, of course. So, you know, yes, very comfortable, very good start, but 60 minutes to go yet. From how we've played so far, I'm not too scared for now. If they pick up a goal or two, might go back to comprehensive and take it a bit slower, a bit more analytical. For now, I feel like we can be fairly relaxed. Young intercepts that ball, very nice stuff. It's a great day today, Zed Hustle, definitely. That's what I don't understand tactically. What? In for the hat trick? Ah, offside. Put it in the back of the net, but he's called offside. Caden Ward is our attack midfielder, central attack midfielder, and he always pops up in the right half spaces, but never in the left, which would be so much better for him. Because he's left-footed and he can cut the ball across or hit it across goal. But I don't know what I could change to do that. I always have to play him as a left attacking midfielder, but then we'd be a bit like off balance. That's why I can do really well with him finding the space in the right half spaces. But sometimes I'd like him to switch it up and pop along the left half spaces. But again, not something we should worry about too much today. As it looks like we're going into half-time with 3-0 up. But another highlight for us here. Barnes picks up the ball into Chris Watts, Wilson, Heron. Ooh. Touching us out of his feet immediately. Basically our worst performer out there today, Matthew Heron. And overall, it's been a disappointing season for him. He should have been a star forward for us. And hasn't really showed the output needed for that. But he's still been a useful player for us. Calla swings into the back stick. And I feel like we've learned that we can't rely on Matthew Heron as a sole striker. He could be very useful in a strike partnership or used in the right way down the wing. But as a sole striker, it's just not physical and cold-blooded enough. He doesn't have that instinctive finishing. As he's on a header here, almost once again another player shutting me up, but he heads over. So yeah, we're just gonna find a bit of a different spot in the system for him next season, so that he can be the stars. And the schools and table are already used to checking that. We really don't need to. Anything we need to want to change up? So dominates possession as well. As I know this tactic has put us 3 goals up, and it might seem a bit crazy, but we've let them in a little bit towards the end. They had like 3 shooting opportunities, created a bit of XG. So what we will do is go to our possession style tactic, try to kind of kill their threat off a little bit. Now one problem that comes with that is that Heron can't play as a winger in a withdrawn position, so we will keep him pushed up. But other than that, we'll switch up the tactics. However, we will still pass into space, as that worked out pretty well for us, and with them being, with them chasing the game, should continue to work out pretty well for us. Not going to do any changes for now, but if it continues so comfortable, obviously we'll bring on Nathan Riddle and William Worry. As I did not bring Tony Hamilton with us because I wasn't quite that confident. I should have, so we could have brought all the 4 oldies onto the pitch to celebrate this fantastic achievement with the club. That's kind of poor for me, but also a good assessment, I'd argue, because if it wouldn't be so comfortable, we'd be very glad to have someone else on the bench other than Tony Tumulty. As versatile as he is, his age has played a role in him getting worse. So I think having Jack Owens out there is a smarter option, even though it would have been nicer to have Tony Tumulty with us at this stage. This fast shot off the half goes to them after 30 seconds. So let's not let up here, boys, please. We'll have a close eye on how, with the tactical change, how it develops. As I, of course, forgot to set the sort of pace down up on here. There's another corner. Heron this time. Did we not set this one up yet in this tactic? Maybe not. So a bit weirdly swung into the middle of the box, and we didn't really have anyone at the far post. So maybe in this tactic it's not yet set up the corner routine. There's Wardlow that finds Watts wonderful. No, he doesn't. Okay, I thought that was going to drop right at the feet of Watts. We're still chasing his hat-trick out there. Walker puts it straight into him, but he's clearly offside, isn't he? Heron shoots. It wasn't offside. Oh. Another corner here. Is it going to be back stick or front stick? Front stick. Ferguson heads over. Okay, so this tactic does the front post corner routine. Had not realized that. As Chris Watts picks up a yellow. Walker was very calm there to head that back to Hegan. Out to Andrew Ferguson. Let's enjoy him on the ball one more time. Who knows if we're going to get to see it again. With him retiring after this match. Good stuff here, boys. Oh! That should not have happened. That was a good delivery by Colour. A lot of swaz on that, all on the ground, but very poor and sleepy defensive behaviour by our centre-backs. Risk we could be letting them back in here. As Ferguson should have got rid of that. Walker should have got rid of that. It drops straight back to McGreevy Couchman. What a name, by the way. And out of that short distance, with that much power, not much we can bottle Tom Hegan for. Let's not bottle it. Yeah, please let's not bottle this one. As we've looked okay so far in the second half. Young finds Walker. Oh, what a header that would have been. Looping header from deep. And hits the crossbar with it. And Robinson picks up yellow, but we can't do anything from that free kick. Kai Wardlow's having a bad performance out there, and since we switched to the possession system and we want him on anyways, Nathan Riddle, it's your time. We're going to do one sub at a time. Counter group here. Continue pressing them high, I guess. Everything else the same. Come on, boys. I've not created anything since that goal, which is looking very nice for us. We will now, because Heron has not gone into the game as I was hoping he would, bring him off and bring on Bradley Yip. Johnny Wilson can remain in that Mazzala role as he's did really well. Wood can go back to fullback on defense just to be sure. Confirm the changes. That's Riddle. No, no. Riddle gives up the ball stupidly. Colors down the right. Swung in on his weaker foot. Smith. Daring effort. Just shows a sign of their desperation at this stage. That could have gone wrong. Young to deliver this corner. Can he finally get an assist from one? Been waiting for it all season. No, he can't. Drops to them. Watts wins it. Why is Watts back from the corner? On striker. Young commits a foul. Stop pressing them high, get men behind the ball. Just to prevent the short goal distribution. This is becoming way more nervy than it should have. Oh, we're still fine. We are still fine. Come on, boys! Winning the cup! Okay, we'll get Worry on. William Worry is gonna get to lift that trophy for us. I hope, because like Johnny Wilson is on and has the captain's armband, but once William Worry comes on, obviously he'll be the one to lift the trophy, right? Young over to Wilson. Last seconds on the pitch for Colonel Young. He's done very well after injury to Cochrane. To deputise him as Watts. Ah, could have had his hat trick there. William Worry on for his last match of semi-professional football, competitive football. Ferguson, Riddle, and Worry all in their last match, about to retire after this match. And what a way to retire, lifting a trophy of the team they have spent so much time at throughout their careers. As I am saying that, and McGreevy Couchman is coming forward. Lavorca wins it back. The Italian stallion still going strong. Hegan does not do anything stupid. Yeah, but no nonsense at this stage is okay. What's if it drops for him? You never know. Tom Hegan comes out for it. Couchman beats him. Has to go wide though. Robinson. Oh god. Oh god. Hegan takes too long to get back into his goal. This organization follows in the back line, and yeah, Robinson, super free shot of good work by Couchman to remain composed, find his man. Please, let's see that, please. Another highlight of them throwing down the left. Robinson across the box. Final whistle. Go on, kill the clock. Let's go! We did it! Oh, it was painful, but we did it. Oh, I should never have gone to this way. 3-0 first half, super comfortable. It doesn't matter. The trophy's in the cabinet. Let's go as we're going to lift it. We're going to give it to us here. Oh, way! That's my Wi-Fi router, by the way. Woo! And I think it's Wilson. I can't see. I think it's Wilson lifting the trophy. Too bad. It's not worry, but hey, we did it! Come on, boys. Intermediate Cup is ours, even though last season we failed to win it. As yeah, it's Johnny Wilson parading the trophy. That's quite annoying. Who's going to do the cartwheel? Is it going to be me? Look at that good-looking guy there. Oh, that's it. Oh, cool! We won! Woo! Trophy in the cabinet. First one of the Journeyman. Almost a bottle drop. Good mentality pulled through. I know it's good mentality, or just not quite enough attacking creativity from their part. Because that was a bit of a collapse to even concede that goal. But yes, we did end up getting it done. Yeah, I will say positive, of course, which is one trophy. Yeah, I'm so happy for all of you. Congratulations and enjoy the success. Woo! We're 3-0 up after 28 minutes, and that goal Couchman can happen 53rd minute, but that goal from Robinson, the 90+4, almost handing them a lifeline. You received 12.75, 5.8k for that. That's going to bolster club coffers hugely. And as per usual, after every game, we go through and praise and criticize good and bad performances. As it's a little bit harsh to find a player for, since we won a game of this magnitude. But well, that's just what we do. As P.S.N.I win Intermediate Cup, P.S.N.I have won the McCombs Coach Travel Intermediate Cup after a 3-2 win over Ballymaccash Rangers at Z-View. P.S.N.I will certainly look back at some great wins along the way, with perhaps the most notable including a highly impressive 5-0 dismantling of Rafcool, the 3-1 win against Donegal Celtic, our rivals. What a cup run it's been, really. Let's go trip down memory lane here. 2-0 victory over Donning, so a very solid performance. And the 11-10 penalty win over record champions Linfield Swift. Oh, what a match that was. Did we not also concede like a last-minute equaliser in that one? The Police's path to cup success was helped by 8 goals. 8 goals in the competition from Chris Watts. He got 16 in the league. Where is it? 8 in 6 appearances in the cup. What a guy. Dargo famously suffered the ignominy of being knocked out of the Steels and Sons Cup by Starbourne Athletic in September, but has had the last laugh by going to capture the Intermediate Cup. Yes, we did. Let's have a quick look back at the Linfield Swift game. No, we didn't consider, like we scored the win in the 72nd, and then they scored the equaliser in the 76th. As hatred from Neil Stewart going towards to attend the press conference. So yeah, you have shocked a lot of people by winning the Intermediate Cup with an unfancy P.S.N.I team. Was it luck more than anything else that won it for you? It wasn't lucky. It was hard work, ability, there was a bit of luck involved. But so what? Last season, you were within touching distance of winning the Intermediate Cup, only to be cruelly denied. Surely it must be a fantastic feeling to know you have made amends for that failure. After last year, this was the one we really wanted, and it feels brilliant to have won it this time around. Today is a great moment for Police Service of Northern Ireland. Ooh, up the police! But looking forward, can you build on this success and challenge for more trophies in the future? If we can continue doing the right things, I don't see why not. This win doesn't guarantee anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna up the expectation just because we won a trophy. P.S.N.I fans will be celebrating tonight after you guided them to victory in the Intermediate Cup. How do you feel after such a wonderful victory? Performance from the players was fantastic, and we fully deserve this. You have guided your team all the way to the final and taste success. What did you think of the final? It wasn't as easy as I might have liked, but we've come through and won the game. Yeah, it looked easy for a while, but it wasn't. What's is the Cup Kings, as Hassan in the chat? Absolutely, what a guy. Luca McGreevy, couchman for Ballymacash Rangers. How unfortunate was it to face in that kind of form? No, he did well. He did well. 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 key pass, 1 chance created, 1 shot on goal. Didn't do much, but what he did was very good. There's no doubting his quality. Andrew Ferguson has, of course, announced his decision to retire at the end of the season. Do you think it's the right decision? I'll say he could still do a job for us next season. Yeah, he's a good footballer still. With silverware secure, you must be pleased with that club. That the club appears to be on course to realise its long-term vision. Winning trophies gives the platform upon to which to build consistent success. This club means business. Can you tell us about your relationship you have with Connor Cosson? He's someone I trust completely, and our friendship resonates around sharing a similar philosophy. Yeah, sure, I'll say that. Do you concur that no matter how good a player is these days, they have to be able to perform multiple roles, even in the same position? Of course, and I'm hopeful that this will be a positive for the side, I guess. We're talking about Caelan Ward there. As Neil Stewart opinion of me has gone up! Woo! It's not pure hatred anymore. What is it now? Okay, now we're just adversary, not rivals. That's a nice note to end the season on. Okay, we've been awarded 5.8k for playing in the final and 12.75k for winning in the final. Let's go. Belgrade defies all odds for the fans. Having only been tipped to have a very slight chance of winning when it comes to travel intermediate cup this season, Police Sevens of Northern Ireland have defied the odds by lifting trophy. The first time they've won it since 1987, which might be the last real proper trophy this club had. Jubilant fans celebrated in the streets outside Newchurch Lane, declaring in somewhat biased fashion that Brian Belger was the best manager around. So a quick look at our competition. So yeah, we won the Steelers and Suns Cup in 1993. We were runner-up in the league. That's not really a trophy. Yeah, so 1993 was the last time we won a real trophy, and yeah, we've brought a lot of success back to this club. Runner-up and both the league and the intermediate cup in 2023, and now winning the cup in 2024. Very good stuff. P.S.N.I were delighted with the intermediate cup win. P.S.N.I would have declared that they are very pleased to have finally won the competition after so many barren years, with the last success coming in 1987. Put on record their complete surprise at such a remarkable achievement, and gave all credit to Belger for an impressive individual success. Was bringing unbridled joy to the club's supporters. The team is not expected to get beyond the first round of the Intermediate Cup. Really? Not beyond the first round? It's a bit weird. Okay, €750 to be shared amongst the squad for winning it. Cup review. Top goal scorer was Matthew Donnelly. It wasn't even Chris Watts, who scored 9 goals for Crumlin United. Quite incredible. We were the biggest overachievers. Crusaders Reserves was the biggest underachievers. Best match was apparently that 3-1. I would have some arguments about that. Slavoka is going to be suspended for the first game of the next season because he picked up too many yellow cards. Or collected 20 points. How that system works in Northern Ireland. But that's just fine. We really have other things to worry about. Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting going into next season with the old guard leaving. Wilson still thinks we lack depth in attack midfield. Ben Mitchell has finally calmed down about his playing time, which is nice, even though I haven't been playing him recently. But this is very, very nice. Very, very nice way to end out the season, to be honest. I think we'll advance through to see the end of season review, or what it's called. The timeline there. And then we'll have a look at the squad planner for next season, and we'll get properly into the transfer stuff and all of that tomorrow. About tomorrow, by the way, I'm not sure when I'm going to be streaming. It's great that they went out on a high. Definitely, yeah. That's wonderful to see, that they ended their career with a nice trophy, one of the biggest they will probably ever won in their careers. Let's have a quick look through the boys who are retiring. Say another short goodbye to them. So William Worry, club captain. avenges himself from last season, being on the pitch for those last few minutes. And let's have a look at his milestones, landmarks, competitions. Yeah, no, his only notable things in this database at least are the runners-up and the win of that cup in the last 2 seasons. Nathan Riddle, who also will have picked up a winner's medal. His milestones, same as William Warwick, just 2 of them, but I don't know how much the database knows about the things before the database begins. Yeah, guess that's not all registered in the database. Tony Tumulty hasn't even picked up a trophy for that, as he didn't pick up enough matches in there, apparently. That's a bit sad. Yeah, it didn't play at all for us this season in the Intermediate Cup. I'm very sorry to him, to be honest, that I didn't bring him on, and that he kind of got lost on the wayside throughout the entire season. It's a very good servant for us last season and for the club before that as well. But hopefully he'll enjoy his retirement nevertheless. I wonder if some of them will be coaches or something, or if they'll just outright retire. I mean, Andrew Ferguson will hopefully stick around as a coach. We can have a look at if any of them are showing staff attributes. All set initial budgets. Wage budget for the coming season at 400 euros per week, which is 100 more than this season, which is very nice. Council budget at 0. Let's see. Yeah, 408. We've got 110, 116 euros to spend. Let's see, William Worry, staff attributes. Presumably is a coach, not a very good one. Already got the National C license. 5 attacking, but with 1 tactical and 1 technical. Not necessarily the kind of guy we want to be bringing back in a staff role. Nathan Riddle, staff attributes. Assistant manager, and a decent one as well, to be fair. 5 people management, 6 judging player abilities, 4 judging player potential, 6 tactical knowledge as well. Now, he's not a superb manager, he's at the beginning of that managerial career, and we could use an assistant manager. So actually, I'll use this moment to ask the board if we can have more coaching staff allowed, because we're currently at the maximum. But that would be a really nice touch to bring Nathan Riddle back. Now, he doesn't have the best mental attributes around here in terms of the trifecta, but could be a cool option. Andrew Ferguson, we already know about. He's been a player coach for a while now, and he'll stick around as a coach as well. I hope at least. Well, I don't know what's going to happen there actually. Hopefully he'll stick around. And Tony Tumulty fancies himself as a scout. 20 adaptability, which is very nice and impressive. 4 and 3 in terms of ability and potential, but maybe he's got some potential as a scout and to improve that. So whoever picks him up as a scout, as our scouting team is already full, is going to be very happy with that. So let's get on to our season review thing. Yes, it's been approved. Now, I don't normally do staff. If I set to negotiate contract, will it negotiate a new contract or? I don't want to be just coach. Oh no, it's a must respond, isn't it? Let's see, assistant manager. Okay, it won a lot more. Okay, didn't like that. Oh, maybe we'll try it again later. Let's get some plans for the transfer window. Yeah, let's have a look through the end of season review, and then we will make some plans for the transfer window and update our squad planner. And let's have a look through the new arrivals. A lot of players coming in last summer. Good work done by Peter McCrowden, our director of football. The most impressive signing in the end was Caden Ward, who in 37 appearances scored 10 goals and got 10 assists. I didn't realize he had that much output. Thomas Barnes, who had to grow into the club a little bit, and a bit of a struggling start, but in the end, 3 goals, 10 assists, 6.96, considering a poor start. It's been a very decent season for him. Matthew Herron, 10 goals, which is quite surprised that it's been that many. But overall, it's been disappointing this season. Hopefully, he can kick on a bit next season. He should be one of our better players. He's half the current ability and that really nice acceleration, which I feel like should separate him more from other players. Haven't quite been able to do that yet. Connell Young, again, a little bit disappointing, but an okay signing. A similar story goes with Kai Wardlow. I was hoping that these boys would be very significant and good contributors to the first team. They were kind of just okay, and when I had a better option, I put in a better option with Kai Wardlow. That didn't really go this season. Hopefully, we'll sign for better competition for him next season. As apparently the board is just at a C+ with our performances for this season, just because they consider it to be just a top half finish, just because we missed out on like on one goal on the promotion playoffs, then they would have been absolutely delighted. Yeah, it's been a very inconsistent season mostly, and towards the end, really picked up a consistent run of form. Almost was enough, not quite. Average home attendance is 180, which is pretty good for this level, I think. Northern Irish Cup, also it was our first season in a new stadium, of course. Northern Irish Cup, yeah, we got knocked out in the qualifying rounds, but I expect us to reach the first round proper, but we did get one of the toughest draw we could have. Mandela, one of the top teams in the second division, away from home. A clean League Cup. Again, tricky tie against Arnar. Then in the tall spat, County Antrim Shield, we played against Linfield, one of the best sides in the country. Again, very tricky. And then Starbane Athletic, quite painfully went out in the tall spat Steels and Sons Cup in a long penalty shootout with Jack Owens missing the final ones. Bit of a temptation to release him. It was a good choice we didn't, as he had a good season for us in the end. But yeah, the Intermediate Cup is the talking point where we won all of our games to the way to winning it in the end, of course, because we won it and it's a knockout competition. His biggest win was the 5-0 win in the Intermediate Cup against Roughcool, an amateur side. That was very nice. For the first time we switched to our new tactical systems. So it's very nice. The match to remember is when we beat Queen's University 3-1 to inflict their first league defeat all season on them, which was wonderful. They absolutely fell apart after that, and we even overtook them in the league, which was huge. The goal of the season was apparently Heron's strike against Queen's University. Now let's have a look at this, but I have a different opinion on what is the goal of the season, and I will show you. But I don't even quite remember this one. It was in February. Let's see what happened here. So Lavorca presumably is going to have been a ball over the top Italian stallion. Heron runs onto it and does a fantastic job to finish that one, to be fair. I will pick out the goal of the season, in my opinion, after we've gone through the season review. To me, that's just one choice from an unlikely source, considering how little he played this season. As we got 203 euros in total merchandise sales, that could be better. We've gone up in sponsorship revenue. We've gone up in competition prize money because we won the cup this season. And in match day, commercial retail, corporate and hospitality has gone down, and broadcast revenue has gone down. But overall, we've definitely gone up in terms of revenue streams, which is very nice to see. This was our main starting lineup. I don't think I disagree with any of those choices. Hegan even getting an assist in his 27 league fixtures. Elliot Wood kind of making that right back position his own ahead of Craig Bryars, which we didn't necessarily expect. Ferguson and Lavorca, obviously the starting centre back partnership. A very good one at that. Kai Wardlow, again, we've hoped for better, but he's not done too badly. Aaron Cochrane and Johnny Wilson in the end being a central mid partnership. Barry, Ward, and Burns, of course. The line behind striker Barry already having gone back to his old club who was here on loan, because that's why we don't have his statistics. And Chris Watts being the striker. Heron, one of the star signings, not even making it into the team of the season. Okay, let's see what is the player awards. So player of the season, Andrew Ferguson. Very fair enough. Nice to send him off with that award. Young player of the season, Lavoca, centre back partner. Signing of the season, Caleb Ward, absolutely. Goal of the season, again, we need to talk about that. Top goal scorer, Watts with 29 goals all season. Most assists was Thomas Barnes with 10 assists. And obviously, Caleb Ward also picked up 10 assists, so I'm surprised that they didn't pick him out. Most player of the match awards was Chris Watts with 6. Highest average rating, again, Chris Watts. And most passes completed per 90 was, of course, Andrew Ferguson. As a centre back for this level, he's got good distribution, so he was kind of like the distributor of the team. Our record breakers. Chris Watts scored the most overall goals and most league goals in the season by a player for this club. Most goals per player in a match was, of course, that fantastic performance by Heron. Now I remember why he's got so many goals, because he's got one goal game where he's got 4 and one where he's got 3. Most goals by player in a league match was Watts with 3. Most clean sheets by a player in the season was Tom Hegan with 9, which is nice that he broke the record with that, especially considering he only had half a season. So maybe next year he can one up that if he remains our starting goalkeeper. Most player of the match awards is Chris Watts again. Most league appearances by a player in total, Nathan Riddle got that with 99 appearances, which is, I forgot that. It's very nice to see that. He's not a leading appearance maker for the club, having retired. Youngest goal scorer is Jack Berry at 18 years and 57 days. Very well, that should be it. P.S.N.I's late season kick was exceptional. Their football was a joy to watch, says Neil Stewart. As this is our coach's timeline. How can I? Okay, we can just play through that. So this is when we took over. Future star when we signed Bradley Yip. Is it always going to be the entire timeline? I thought it would be the new season. So, prolific more. Okay, yeah. Investing in potential. Okay, Brownlee with first sign of the season. And then Wood second. 2 new right backs joining. James Clark joins, left winger. Kai Wardlow. Okay, it's just all the signings we made. Investing in potential, it says, for all of it. Then first on the pitch stuff. Giant killers. P.S.N.I pulled off a famous co-Antrim Shield giant killing against, be the top tier side in Ballymena, 2-0. Very convincingly as well in the early season. And then the only next thing is the cup success. So that's a bit poorly done, to be honest. As this is our all-time 11. And don't think there's any controversial picks in here. Cochrane not quite having made in yet. Maybe that Lukas Adamczyk is still down the right-hand side. It's a bit controversial. You could argue for Bradley Yip at this stage, but Jack Berry has been in there too, who's on the bench here, and Matthew Heron. So overall, I don't have too many complaints. Mark Whitford, I would not have in there. I had a bit of a spat with him as well when he was around. And Tony Tumulty is in there ahead of Jack Owens, which I would also argue against. Well, that's fine. Okay, so our kind of supporters have changed. We've got more casual and fair weather fans than cool fans now. It's not the best, but our social media following has gone up significantly. 105 up to 588. The expectation is make the most of set pieces, which is interesting because we're not very good at that. Play high tempo pressing football. That we are pretty good at. Seasonal performance review, that's fine. Club vision expectation meeting. Let's go into that. Work on the wage budget, grow the club's reputation. We've added this as we feel the club should be showing the ambition to grow its reputation. I think that's fair enough. Other than that, that's it. They want us to finish mid-table. We should be able to do that pretty easily. We'll be looking to get promoted next season. Squad dynamics update. It's all good around here. And the season team meeting. Yeah, let's do that. So they want to finish mid-table. I would like to go top half. And I think I'll try it as well. Because I think we should be expecting it at this stage. Definitely a new centre back now. Oh yeah, we'll have a look at that. As my girlfriend's in the chat saying, the avatar looks like you a little bit. Yeah, I scanned my face for that. So basically, it's exactly me, as you can see. Is it looking in the future? I don't know why you are 26 years otherwise. Yeah, no, we are in the future. You know, we've spent 2 seasons in the game now, and we are in the year 2024 now. Yeah, I'll try it. The season's over, and it's time for you all to go have a well-deserved break. I want every single one of you to be fully rested with a positive frame of mind when you get back, because we're going to finish in a top half position next year. Okay, come on, that's unrealistic. You're setting us up to fail. Not the best option then. Okay, let's aim for mid-table. That's all I have to say to Kalen Wood after not having said anything. Okay, I think that shouldn't have done a bad thing, too bad a thing for the morale. That's fine. But good to know that the team don't expect to be better than mid-table next season. Even though I think they really, really should be. We always missed 61% of the season out injured. Other than that, not any major injuries around. Connell Young's missed a bit, but overall that was fine. And yeah, I think. Wow, can I ask you something about my future too? I don't know if you're in the game, Mika. Like it's not like I have different girlfriend in the game, but relationships. I'm close with Andrew Law apparently. He's the manager of Limavady. Maybe he's my boyfriend. Uh, Andrew Whiteside. No, I don't think. I don't think so. I have an extensive knowledge of Sweden, so maybe I know something about Emma. But for that, I'd need to know her last name. Emma's a friend of ours from the time we spent on Erasmus. But I think that's enough niche stuff. Okay, let's go into the squad plan and see what we have planned for next season. So we have 2 goalkeepers currently. Our first choice is going to continue being Hegan. However, if you don't get like a first choice starting goalkeeper in, I would like to get McGill a bit more involved. We'll see what our director of football does over the summer. For now, in terms of scouting, we've only set him out to be looking for a goalkeeping talent, as I would like to have someone I can put in the reserve side and maybe who can grow into a starting role eventually. So that's the idea there. Down the right hand side, now I'm thinking about putting Calvin Brownlee, making him train as a central defender, just because he's got a bit of height and he's not the best on the ball. So I feel like we might get the best out of him if we play him as a train him as a central defender, especially also because it's difficult to get height on centre backs in this kind of level football. So we won't consider him in the right backs. We go into next season. Hopefully still with Craig Bryars. Hasn't had the best of seasons. Was kind of displaced by Elliot Wood. But that's okay. Elliot Wood has done a very good job. I feel like it's 2 good options. Neither of them super good going forward, but that's why it's nice that we have Connell Young around, who has played mostly in central midfield for us, but could do a very decent job at right back as well. I'm not quite sure what his primary role is going to be, whether he's continue being as backup central midfielder, where he becomes a backup right back, but we already have 2 good right backs. So yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll keep him on this right back slot for now. In terms of the right centre back spot, it's going to be Mitchell is going to be considered for the other side. Calvin Brownlee can be considered in here. Yeah, so we've got good quality in centre back. We've got Lavoca, who's definitely starting quality. And he's definitely shown that this season. Look at his average ratings down here. What a player he's been. We've got Jack Ray. Hello. Okay, I'm back. I think the problem was that I didn't have any music playing, and so the headset turned off because it thought it wasn't doing anything, even though it was recording my sound. So yes, sorry about that. Headset turning itself off. Yes, so Jack Graham is also a good option, who's always been pretty reliable when we called upon him. And the thing is, Ben Gordon is also coming through. He's performed very well whenever asked upon, especially with the B team. But now that I look at it, you're probably right. We do need a new centre back. Hassan says Rip Mick, and Mika says yes, Rip Me, because that's her nickname. Welcome back. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. So yeah, like we have 4 or 5 okay centre backs. One of them I really like, Italian stallion Matteo Lavolca. But we do need one guy with a little bit more quality in there, don't we? Yeah, we kind of do. We kind of do. Ideally, someone, you know, decent on the left foot as well, a bit better in terms of passing, so we can use him as we did Mr. What's his face? Mr. Ferguson. But then I feel like we have a centre back too many if we bring someone else in. Maybe it's time for Ben Gordon or Jack Graham to move on. We'll see. I think one of these players we will let go of, whether it's Jack Graham or Ben Gordon or Ben Mitchell in the end. Although I like Ben Mitchell for character, and not that much for his playing quality. But we don't need to have like 6 centre backs around. You need a CB of quality, yes. Yes, I do. It is true. We will just empty this side out. We'll create a new focus, central defender, minimum current ability 2.5 stars, minimum potential ability 3 stars. I'll just call it starting CB. Central defender is okay. Age, whatever you find, really. Yeah, we'll just see what they come back with. Hopefully someone with a bit of aerial presence. We need that. Okay, that's the centre back situation. So we don't really need a youngster because Calvin Brownlee can be like the young guy in that spot. And then down the left hand side, so Nick Tarkington is still around the club, and I think he will have seen his last day here. He's on an amateur contract, so shouldn't really see much reason to keep him around. But he's always really poor in terms of training, not the best professional influence on the players. So I think we might be getting rid of him. Kai Wardlow, definitely a decent player in this spot. As I don't quite understand, but so often the players drop in all their attributes, but their concentration was up. And I believe concentration to be a massively important attribute for defenders, particularly. It's just frustrating to see them drop in everything else in order for that to go up. So yeah, Kai Wardlow, good player, but he needs a bit of a challenger because Nathan Riddle hasn't really been that this season. It was always clear that Wardlow is going to start. Reece Watson is not ready to be that yet. So we have a scouting focus for a left back, and that should be not necessarily a nailed-on starter, but someone who can provide competition for Kai Wardlow. So we're going to have like starting quality players coming in at centre back, at left back, goalkeeper more of a talent. Then here we have that defensive central midfield spot. Jack Berry can come off. Thank you very much. Caelan Ward definitely isn't made for that. Tom Barnes isn't. Brownlee isn't. Cochrane. Blackstock is just kind of here, isn't he? I feel like I'm going to get rid of Blackstock, which is not going to have in consideration for now. Yeah, what I really like here is, as much as Cochrane has done a fantastic job this season of filling this spot, what I really like is like a deep lying playmaker type player. And I don't mean like the kind of player who can break the lines of passes at any stage. They don't even have to be the best passer, but just decent on the ball, who can kind of start the play going forward. Because we've always had to rely on Andrew Ferguson, who's a good ball playing central defender. But then we've also always had to play him, and the distribution of the goalkeeper always going to him. If we have someone who can pick the ball up from both the goalkeeper and the defense, and just look up and find an acceptable pass forward, whether that is to his midfield partner or like out to the wings, that would just be perfect. So we will be setting up a focus, but I'm not sure if maybe there's not already one going on. Let's scouting and focus. Yeah, DLP. There's already one going on. That is definitely another first team type player that we need. Because as much as Aaron Cochrane and Connor Young do a good job in that role, they're not quite of the quality that we need to control games. Might be good enough for this division, so if we don't get it this season, could be okay. But overall, we want a bit more. Then in this spot, we will have. Yeah, I'm also looking for a talent here because Jack Owens is a bit more of an attacking midfielder. Just good at keeping things ticking over, but very stationary with his physical attributes. Although I really do like him. He's improved a lot as well, considering he's 23. And he's played quite a bit for us this season, mostly off the bench, but quite a bit. Johnny Wilson is, of course, the undoubted starter here. So he's dropping in terms of attributes, not what I like seeing. But yeah, Captain Johnny Wilson will obviously stay here. And Matthew Hanna is also an okay player, but similar to Jack Owens, he's not quite got that physicality. So I don't really necessarily consider either of these players for this position. They're also lacking a little bit defensively. And yeah, we are also looking for a talented player here, I do believe. Recruitment focus. Mezala. Is that looking for a young player, right? I think we are, yes. So yeah, we're definitely looking for like a young player here because Johnny Wilson will play most of the game, so we want someone who's able to play for the B team week in, week out. These two boys will keep her for now. Like Owens, I'll keep her for now, and I only really want to use in that attacking midfield spot. So let me midfielders. Matthew Hanna. Yeah, so attacking midfield spot, we've got Ward, Owens, and Hanna. Again, here we'd like a talented player who can play week in, week out for a big team, but with Ward and Owens, I'm very happy with the options we have here. Right wing, we have gotten Bradley Yip and senior squad and Matthew Heron. Matthew Heron definitely is going to be the first choice out of these two. And then as Bradley Yip is aging out of the age group to be able to play for the B team without a problem, because we're only allowed to have like 5 players over the age of 21 play for the B team every week, so we need some youngsters in there. We will need to be looking in for, and also because we just have 2 of them, we need to be looking in for a right winger anyways. There we go, we also have that recruitment focus set up already, so hopefully we can find someone down there. But overall, in terms of first team quality, Heron and Yip are a fantastic duo to call upon. Yip, definitely has his holes in his game, but is always a pretty reliable performer and can chip in with a couple of goal contributions. And hit a bit of form as well. And he's also a good option, versatile off the bench, because you can play in the left wing and the right wing. He might actually arguably be a bit better suited to be a left winger, because like cutting in, he'd probably get to dribble a bit more, and dribbling is his main strength. But he's not a shooter and he doesn't have any vision, so I think it's probably at the end of the day it'd be better having him down that side. Nick Tarkington, again, we're not going to consider at all this season. We do have James Clark here for that left winger spot, who I still believe to be better than his star rating shows, but not as good as I sold him to be when we signed him. And he's gonna age out of the B team as well, isn't he? Because he's 2003. Do we have a? We're gonna need someone down the left. Yeah. Let's go for a youngster again, because we need someone who's able to play for the B team. Minimum current ability 1.5 star, 4 star. Left wing talent. Let's see what comes back from that. Maybe I'm setting up too many recruitment focuses. I don't know. Attacking midfield, talent, and then finally striker. We have set to be a striking talent, but actually pressing forward, but actually I like someone with a bit more of a physical frame, just to have that option. For now, in terms of strikers, we have Jack Moore, Chris Watts, and Matthew Herron. I will consider here as well, but he's only to be considered if we go with a strike partnership. Jake Moore has been hard done by the season, should definitely get more game time again next season. But Chris Watts has just been a fantastic player for us, and the added bonus we have with him is a bit of physicality, with the 10 strength and at least 7 jumping reach. But I would like someone with a little bit more in terms of that physicality and a bit of height to win some more headers, because that was one of our major problems this season, that any offensive headers against the centre backs, our strikers were all basically almost guaranteed to lose, except for Chris Watts, but even then. So yeah, to have a bit of a talent in there, because we have quality in the striker spots, even the rollability doesn't necessarily suggest it. They have been scoring pretty reliably, and you never know, some of these players might get poached by other teams. But yeah, I feel like that's it. Okay, so in recap, we want a goalkeeping talent, no first team players there. We want a first team centre back for sure. We want a competitive first team left back. We want a first team central midfielder in the defensive spot. We want a talent in the Mazzala role. We want a talent down those wings and all those spots. Okay, so first teamers, some talents, we'll see if they come in or not. First teamers, we want a playmaker, defensive central midfield playmaker, like a deep line playmaker. We want a centre back, and we want a competitive left back. That is going to be the plan for next season. Let's see. It's not in our hands. At the end of the day, director of football has to come through and deliver. Let's go for a bit of progressing through. But I think we're gonna probably end the stream here pretty soon. It takes always a bit of time to get back to the next season. I think it takes like a month or 2 months, because preseason starts at the end of July, season starts at the end of August, so it takes 2 months to get it back to preseason. So I might progress through a little bit of the time off stream. In light of Armour managers share Campbell's admission of interest in signing Matthew Herron, what are your immediate thoughts on the situation? Don't really want to sell him. I'm planning on using him as a starter, as much as I didn't do it this season. This is a waste of time. We're not going to entertain selling him even for a second. Do you foresee the relationship with Shea Campbell deteriorating? I don't know, to be honest. It's not like we have a word on it. He's here on a non-contract, so they can just negotiate with him if they want. He didn't put a focus in the midfield. No, it was. It's already set. Thank you very much for the advice, though. No, but it's already set. I already set that a couple of weeks back, like in game, a couple of weeks back. No suitable players found. We should still look for some, please. As Nathan Riddle officially retires, born in Newry in 1988, spent 19 years playing for. He started in 2005. First iPhone wasn't even out then when he started playing football. Began his playing career in Armour as well. Well, I wish you a very happy retirement, Nathan Riddle. Vice captain last season. Important figurehead in the squad with his age and experience. Good servant to the club. Now you can go back to police work. After all, this is the police service of Northern Ireland, the club we're at. Yes, I didn't finish that thought before. I'm not sure when and even if I'll be streaming tomorrow, because there's a friend of mine is celebrating her birthday, and the plan was that I had ice hockey in the evening, and she would have done it like in that time, and I would have come late and after, so I wouldn't have been able to do that evening game, but the afternoon game wouldn't have been a problem. But now she relayed it to early afternoon, so I can't do the afternoon game. However, ice hockey is going to be at least until 8:30. I won't be back until 9. So I'm planning to do an evening stream, but it'll only start at 8:45, but I'm not guaranteeing it. Very sorry that we have had to miss out on so many recently. I am hoping, and from what I can tell so far, it's the last time we'll miss out on streaming when a World Cup match is live. All the other, like all the semifinals, the match for third place, and the final, we will be streaming for all of those. But yeah, I'm afraid that tomorrow I will not be able to stream for a full match. Maybe I'll be able to do an evening stream. No additional tax bill, new scouting budget, good stuff. Yeah, I think on Monday here we'll leave it for today. We'll do the donation as well to the migrants.rights.org fundraiser. And that is where we will leave it for today. And of course, next season, promotion hopefuls once again. Now again, we have a bit of better idea. I think we're going to have less of the tactics. I think we're going to have less squad turnover. The players have had time to settle. So we're going to have a bit of squad turnover as we need to replace the oldies. But especially in the first team, I feel like we're going to be mostly with the players that already know the tactic and the team at home here. So that is going to be what we're going to be looking to do. As yeah, I think this is as good a time as any to leave it. Thank you very much for joining me for tonight. We've got 2 viewers in the stream, so I'm not going to do a raid. I only like them. I want to have like 3 upwards. I'll let you guys pick freely where you want to go to next. To end it off, obviously, we'll do our second donation of the day. Another 25 euros going towards our fundraiser. Goal is 750 euros. It's a bit far away still. If anyone wants to do that part, you can find the link on the about tab of my Twitch and YouTube. But I'm still confident that we're gonna get there eventually, as I need to confirm my identity for PayPal, so it's gonna take longer than I would have hoped. Let's see, did I get that message? Yes, I did. As that has worked out. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope you have a very nice rest of your evening. And I hope we shall see each other tomorrow. Otherwise, well, I think it's Tuesday night that the first semi-final is happening. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. I think that should be the next slot at the very latest. I look forward to seeing you then. And yeah, up the police. Let's go.